Hi everyone, welcome to your yoga warrior practice for today. My name is Ashley and I'm going to be leading you through the next 30 minutes or so to make you feel powerful, empowered, flexible, strong, and really an all-over badass awesome person. So we don't need cats for this practice. Grab a yoga mat, grab some comfy clothes, and situate yourself wherever's comfortable where you can watch or listen to me as we go together to this journey of optimal health, happiness, and strength. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna start sitting, you got cat hair everywhere. We're gonna start sitting on our heels. Rest your hands just in your thighs, on your thighs, or just wherever's comfortable. Close your eyes and take some deep breaths in and out through your nose. This is going to become our yoga breath, where you feel your belly expand and then release. Breathing in and out through the nose, filling your lungs from bottom to top. Okay, from this position, bring your hands forward, right underneath the shoulders, place them on the floor. And then take your knees a little wider. This is called a 4-point base, where your knees are stacked under the hips and the hands are under shoulders. Spread your fingers wide and get strong through that midsection. So engage your abs or brace your core. Press into the floor, rounding the back. As you exhale, look down towards your belly. Then inhale, drop your belly down, press into the hands and look up. We're working spine flexibility and mobility through these what we often call cat and cow poses. So keep going back and forth. And it's fine to collapse in the shoulders a little bit as you press and as you look up and down. So right away we're going to build a lot of heat within our midsection and our core, because that's going to be the powerhouse, that area where all of our movement stems from. It's where your posture comes from. It's where standing poses, really anything you do, your strength comes from your core at its base. Come to a neutral position, then step your feet straight back into a plank pose. Now instead of collapsing into the shoulders, press into the hands and lift that upper back, almost creating a dome-like shape in the upper back. Keep your abs in and firm and draw the knees up towards your upper legs to get the legs engaged. Your gaze should stay right in front of the fingertips or at the top of the mat. Now can we do the same thing we just did cat and cow in this plank position? So you will drop, arch your back, look up, shoulders. This doesn't feel that comfortable. Then round your back, just the upper back, looking down towards your belly. Keep your butt and the legs exactly where they are. Try it a few more times. Once more. Lift and look up. This time look down, press into the hands, roll yourself back, hug everything up and in, rolling from the top of your body to the bottom of your tailbone. Start to press back into what will become downward facing dog. So you'll step your feet a little bit forward and it becomes downward facing dog. Bend your knees one at a time, take movement through the legs, and we'll get going with some rolling waves. That's what we call our spinal movement when we go from downward facing dog to a floating upward facing dog. So you got this down dog. Hips are in the sky, gazes back behind you, tuck your chin, then lift your heels without moving the upper body. Lift your heels so your tailbone rises. Tuck your chin, like I said. Start to shift forward, press into the hands, get high with that upper back, round in the upper back, hug the belly in, and tilt your pelvis so you're tucking your tailbone and move forward very slowly. Lots of core strength going on here. Until you come to this flat plank position, keep the chin tucked. Hips will descend. They float right above the floor. Toes stay under, so we're in a floating up dog. Roll those shoulders back and down and press your heart forward. How's it feel? It should be a lot sometimes it's a lot on the hands. So just be careful with that. Do what you can and keep practicing. And then we have to reverse that. Look down at the floor, Press into the hands, draw the chest in, and roll back from the top of your back, top of the spine, to the bottom. Keep the heels elevated until the very end of this pose. Heels come down towards the floor. How do the hands feel? Okay? Good. Now from this down dog, moving forward, look forward, bend your knees. It's going to be a jump or a float forward or something in between into a yogi squat. Bend the knees as you exhale, heels to your butt, lift, and land softly to the outside of the hands. That takes some work. Take your hands to a prayer position and lift your chest. Move around, get into the legs. And then the hands come down to the floor, lengthen out in the legs. Toes then turn to the front of the room and fold down over mid-stance or wide-ish legs. Feet are about hip distance. Heel toe the feet in to each other. Bend the knees a little so your folded chest onto the thighs. You'll come up halfway to a lengthened back, roll it up, look forward, and roll it down to the ground, to the fold. Bend your knees, abs engaged, rolling up slowly. Keep it safe by keeping that core on and braced, engaged. Reach the arms overhead. We've got a standing back bend. Hands come together, lean back, look up. Keep everything firm with the hips pressing forward so we're not doing an archy banana back with your butt sticking out. You're pressing the hips forward and leaning back, keeping the core engaged. Open the arms and take it down, swan dive. So your arms are in a line with your shoulders. Lead with your heart, fold it down. Now get deeper into this nice forward fold by grabbing onto the calves and folding down. Drop the head, crown of the head reaching towards the toes. Okay, plant the hands next to your toes, little toes. Bend the knees. I'm going to try to float back, but that doesn't always work. So it can be a jump back and land on your belly. Or don't land on your belly. Slowly descend to your belly. Elbows in, lower to the ground. This next one's a little challenging. It's called a cobra roll. I'd say it takes about 9 or 10 classes to get, but again, do what you can. Keep your arms hugged in, tuck your toes under, press your knees forward a couple inches so your butt lifts to the sky. And it doesn't have to be a big lift in your butt, just a little one. Look down, press into the hands, and it's a wave-like roll from the hips. Lift the belly, lift the chest, look down, press into the hands, and roll to an up dog. This time, the knees lift and the toes are pointed. A full upward facing dog. Hips point forward, shoulders and chest are back. Shoulders are back, chest is forward. You know the drill. Maybe. Up dog. Look down, press into the hands and roll back to downward facing dog. And don't worry if the movement doesn't connect with the breath, and it won't. What we want is to maintain that steady, deep breathing throughout this practice without losing that deep breath. So just keep breathing. Then we do a rolling vinyasa in between. Lift the heels, look down, start to roll forward, lifting through the belly and the hips. Pelvis tilts. Hips descend, shoulders rolled back, chest lifted, look forward. Floating up dog, back to down dog, take your gaze down, press into the hands, roll back. Press the floor away, lifting that chest as high as you can, trying to hollow out the front of the body. Heels down for downward facing dog. Feet are always hip distance apart, at least here. Back to our yogi squat. We're going to float forward. It's called floating frog. Bend the knees, look forward, Exhale, lift, jump, float forward. Land in squat. Lift the chest, hands to prayer, get off the hands, shake them out a little. Hands back to the ground, not as much weight on them this time. Elevate the hips, lengthen the legs, heel toe those feet together. Lift to, roll to a half lift, flat back, and roll down, deep in that forward fold. Bend the knees, rolling up, hands are long, arms are long. Hands reach overhead, and go to that standing back bend. Hips press forward, reach back, look up. Move. Lift back up, open up the arms. Swan dive, open, lead with the heart, fold forward. Onto a forward fold, lengthening the body. Bending the knees if you must. Okay, bend your knees a little more, plant the hands down. You're gonna jump it back again, jump step or float back. Elbows hug in nicely for tricep push-up style. Lower to your belly. Cobra roll. Lift your butt, couple inches, knees forward. Point the toes, roll through the spine, and lengthen and lift the knees. Lift your gaze. Look down, back to down and facing dog. Press that floor away, working from the upper body to the lower body. You feeling good? Maybe? Always check in with yourself, see how it's feeling. Let's move on to some lunges. Take the feet together. That's going to create a good little tripod base from your hands to your feet as you lift one leg. We'll take the right leg and lift it, and keep your foot engaged by pressing through the ball of the foot and spreading the toes. It's called a demi point in the foot. And lift your leg only high enough so that the hip doesn't start to open. Bend the right knee, folding the heel to your butt. Then lift the left heel, that lower leg. So you're high. Draw the right knee through the center of the body and knee goes to your nose. Shift way forward so the shoulders are over the fingers and get way up there. Step between the hands lightly. Get longer in that low lunge. Soft, a little bend in the back knee just to keep it safe. This is where the warrior element comes in. Make a fist with your right hand, the one that's by the right leg, and then pull it straight up. It's called coming into an archer lunge. Elbow straight up, look down, then rise with both hands as fists, like you're holding onto a bow and arrow. Back knee is soft or kind of bouncy. Right elbow's up at shoulder height. You're gonna let go of that bow and arrow and open up to warrior two. Left hand around, right hand reaching forward. Right palm facing up, left palm facing back. Bend deep into the right knee. And hold this warrior two. The hips are open, the back heel is spun down on the floor. We go back to the archer lunge. Take that left hand up and around. Pull the right arm back, coming to a regular crescent lunge. And hands come back to the floor. Pick up the right foot, heel goes to your butt, press into the hands, and extend that leg back to a single leg down dog. And we do this slowly. Think of slow motion as we do these leg lifts and as we extend back. The slower you go, the stronger you're going to get. In between, feet hip distance apart, rolling wave. Lift the heels, tuck the chin, roll forward. Hips descend, float above the floor, chest lifts, press forward, shoulders back and gaze forward. Floating up dog. Look down, roll back to down and facing dog. Draw the heels down in your down dog, feet come together. Lift the left leg this time, slowly rising. It should take a couple breaths at least to get that leg all the way lifted. Bend the knee, heel to your sit bone. Lift the right heel. Draw the left knee forward to your nose as you shift. Shift your weight into your hands. Come high up under the tippy toes of the right foot. Step between the hands into a low lunge. Left hand makes the fist. This time we draw it up to the shoulder, elbow high. Soften the back knee as we rise, shoulders over the hips to archer lunge, archer pose. Keep the elbow elevated and that right arm long. We open to warrior two. Right hand up and around, left hand shoots forward, palm facing up, right palm facing down. Back heel spins down. And look forward at that left arm, keeping the shoulders over the hips, at least for now. Okay, we reverse that, take that right hand up and around, spin that back heel, lift it up again, lunge, pull with the hands, pull with that left arm, pull it back like you've got a bow and arrow. Then hands come down to the floor. Press into the hands, bend that left knee, extend it back to single leg down dog. Good, then take the left foot slowly down to the floor. Rolling wave in between, feet hip distance. Lift the heels, tuck the chin, roll forward. Hips descend, floating up dog, chest forward, shoulders back, look forward. Look down, press into the hands and roll yourself to downward facing dog. Okay, adding on a pose to that lunge series, take your feet together. We'll do the right side first. Lift the right leg, neutral in the hips and pelvis. Fold the heel to your sit bone. Lift the left heel, draw the right knee forward, stepping into a low lunge. Archer lunge. Right fist draws up to the shoulder. Lift the upper body like you're holding onto that bow. Then open up to warrior two. Right palm facing up. Why? We're heading to a high drop stance, double block position. Right hand lifts, left hand lowers towards the back leg, almost like you're going to a reverse warrior in regular yoga. We shift the legs, cross the hands in front of the face, and block. Keep looking towards the front of where you are. Flex the hands like you're blocking a kick, blocking a punch. And the back foot, not quite all the way to the back, but like not 90 degrees or maybe like 1 o'clock position. Good, so we're blocking. Then we make a little circle with the right hand by your belt, like you're grabbing a little weapon. Shift forward again through the legs into reaching warrior, like warrior two, but you reach super far forward. Right hand comes down to the floor to the outside of the foot. Left hand does a nice slow circle forward and down. Pick up the back heel. Press into the hands, right heel to your butt, and slowly extend back to a single leg down dog. Did that feel awesome? It did for me. So it's a good hip opening. So the foot comes down, good hip opening practice and strengthening for the legs and core. Feet hip distance, rolling a wave, lift the heels, tuck the chin, roll forward. Hips descend, chest forward, shoulders back. Floating up dog. Look down, press into the hands, rolling a wave back to downward facing dog. Feet together. Lift your left leg, demi-point the foot, neutral in your hips. Bend the knee, fold the heel to the butt, lift your right heel. Knee to nose through the center of the body and step between the hands. Left fist draws up, elbow to the sky. Lift your upper body for archer lunge. Open, warrior two. We're heading to high drop stance. Shift the legs. Reach up with the left hand. Circle the arms. Shift the legs. Lock with the hands. Keep your gaze forward at that front hand, that left hand, which is blocking down by your straight leg. Left hand makes a little circle once again by your hips. Then we reach forward just as you shift the legs from warrior two to the reaching warrior. Left hand to the outside of the foot. Big side stretch as you take the right hand forward and down. Pivot so the back heel's lifted. Press into the hands, lift the left or bend the left knee. Extend back to single leg down dog. And foot comes down to the floor. You take your feet hip distance apart, look forward, bend your knees, and floating frog to yogi squat, top of the mat. Lift up high, then press your hands forward, sitting back onto your mat. Good, feet forward. We're going to end this practice with a little bit of restorative poses just to get ourselves feeling good. So reach forward, roll yourself down to the floor. Lengthen the legs and reach back behind you. Big long stretch. Take your knees and hug them in close to you, rocking side to side. Take your feet to the floor. Knees bent a lot, feet hip distance. Palms on the ground and lift your hips, squeezing the shoulders together for bridge pose. Just to open up the front of the body after we do a lot of core strengthening. It's good to add, a heart opener or bridge pose. We lower back down. Extend the left leg, right knee hugs in. Take the right leg across for a twist, a supine twist. Opening up the right arm, keep the shoulders anchored to the floor. Switch sides, hug your right knee in. And then switch, left knee hugs in. Take it across your body. Left arm opens. And the left leg, knee towards the floor as left shoulder stays down. You take the legs back up, hug your knees, rock forward and back. You can back up to a seated pose. Take the knees forward, sit back on the heels. Reach up and draw your hands to your heart. Thanks for joining. That was our Yogi Warrior practice today, also known as Budokon Yoga. You can find more about the Budokon style at budokon.com, and you can find more about me at ashesyoga.com. So check it all out and have a wonderful day.